Hey everybody, welcome back. So there's a couple lessons you learn here pretty quick when you live in the desert Southwest. One of them is stay out of the damn sun. And if you can't stay out of the sun, wear a hat. But also, one of the most important is to stay hydrated because you're going to sweat. But as you may notice here, if you can't see it, here you go. It's a dry heat here in the desert. So if you can keep hydrated and you can keep some air movement, and it's a very still day today, but if you can keep some air movement, it makes a huge difference when you have air moving across your body in the heat. So when the nice people at VEVOR offered to send me their battery-powered fan that reciprocates and does a whole bunch of other nice things, I said, heck yeah. It's, what is it right now? It's 103 and it's still going up. I'm claiming we're going to have a 111 degree day. So air movement is stupidly important here. And 111 is, what is that, 44, something like that, Celsius. So it's still going up now. This is 103.2, but it's only 13% humidity. So if you can keep some air moving across you and stay hydrated and stay out of the sun, it's actually not too bad at all. So when VEVOR offered to send me that, I jumped at it because, man, that looks really nice, has a long run time, and I think it's going to be really sweet. But you know, as you can see by the receding shade, I'm losing my shade right now, so let's go inside and let's take a better look at it. Thankfully, we're now in the garage where things are a little cooler, and I at least don't have to worry about the sun encroaching upon my position any longer. And let's take a look at this fan. This is VEVOR's model D13 powerful floor fan. I didn't do an unboxing because it comes fully assembled. Take it out of the box fully assembled. You have a charger brick, a power charging cord, and you have the manual. I don't really know that we need a manual for a fan, but here's some specifications. The battery capacity, rated power. I don't know if they're going to tell us. I don't have a wind speed gauge, so I'm not going to be able to do that. Air blowing distance they claim is 16.4 feet or 5 meters. Battery life, fan 1, 136 hours. High speed fan plus oscillation, and they are saying 13 hours. That's a pretty long amount of run time. It also has LEDs on it. So it looks like if you crank everything up to its absolute max, you're going to get about 11 hours. I'm not going to do a rundown test on every setting it has because that would take me a week. But I will do a rundown test with everything turned on. But first, let's take a look at it. First, you can tip it. What's the width across it? So this is an 8-inch fan. And as I say, you can tip it pretty extremely. It's got a nice rubber carry handle on the top. The battery does not appear to be removable that I could tell. Oh, it's also got a hook on the bottom. Look at that. There's a hook on the bottom so you could like hang it from a ceiling. That's interesting. I mean, somebody thought that. I'm not sure I'd want to go to bed with that thing hanging over my head. Oh, and it also rotates. Nice. So I'm not sure I'd want to sleep with that hanging over my head, but might go to sleep with it hanging over my feet. So we have some LED lights here that tell us what our battery power is, and as I mentioned, I think I have not charged it. We have lights here for telling us whether our oscillation is set to 45 or 90 degrees. Oh, there's a remote control. I didn't even notice that. There's kind of a built-in remote control. Okay, now I'm really thinking this thing is cool. So let's just take a look at it. There's a nighttime mode. A nighttime button. Now I know what the nighttime button does. Let's turn the fan on low. So our battery looks like it's at 75% charge. When you hit nighttime mode, all it does is it turns all the lights off on it. So there's no lights on it when you're on nighttime mode. We press and the fan has multiple speeds. Let's try those. So we're on low speed now. And over here it tells us what speed we're on. 1, 2, 3, 4 for our speeds. That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4, and that puts out a pretty doggone good stream of air on high speed. So let's go back down to 1 just to make it be quiet for us. Okay, there is, and when you go past the last one, then it switches completely off. We have an oscillation, and we have the option to oscillate 90 degrees or 45 degrees. That's 90. And I'll switch to 45. And the LED here tells us which oscillation we're on. There we go, that's 45. Turn oscillation off. Let's take a look at the LEDs. We have multiple LED settings. We have cold on low. We have warm on low. We have cold on high, warm on high, and then we have all of them on, cold and warm on max, and then one more button press turns them back off. We have a mode that tells it how long to run. So if we press it once, the 1 hour light comes on. Again, 2 hours, one more 4 hours, and one more 8 hours. So you can have it auto turn off automatically for you if you want. So let's try the remote. So off. Do I got to put batteries in it? Up, it's got a strip in it. I have to pull the strip out to make it work. Okay, off. All right, that turned it off. Nice. So I'm going to click Fan Plus. There we go, that worked. Absolutely, the remote works. There's a cancel button. Here's our button for our oscillation, I think. Oh, I turned it off. Let's go back. All right, sorry, that's my bad. Oscillation, there we go. Oscillation one more time, should put it into the 45 degree, and it does. Here's our button for our lights. Nice. All right, it was already cool. The remote makes it even more cool. I like that a lot. So, and then the off button in the middle switches it off, and it turns completely off. And there is a spot in the back right here that holds the remote. I do think that's cool. I do. And let's see if we have a charge light when it's charging. Oh, here's something I didn't see before. We have a rubber cover on the back. And do we have can we charge a phone in it too? All right, I have to know that. But I'm going to plug it into charge. Yeah, we have charge indicators on the front, blinking to tell us what we're charged at. But I'm kind of curious, can I use this to charge a phone? All right, I have an app on my phone called Ampere. I am going to start that up. Let's unplug it from charging here for a moment. And let's see what we get here. I'm going to plug it in. Yeah, it absolutely has a charge port on the back. This phone's at 78%, so it's not going to take a huge amount of charge. Oh yeah, it's going to charge it at 1 amp. So it has sat on the charger all night long, and it is fully charged. And I also note when looking through the specifications, this claims it has a 40,000 milliamp hour battery in it, 148 watt hours. That's a pretty darn big battery to be in a fan. So that's why we're getting these stated extremely long run times of 11 hours with everything turned on high. I definitely want to test that. When I reviewed VEVOR's little 300 watt hour solar power bank thing a while back. I'll put a link in the cards. I did a rundown test on that and I found it to be very close to what they stated. So I'm hoping this is too. So in order to keep an eye on this, it's going to be another 100-degree plus day, and I'm not going to hang out in the garage all day today because I did that yesterday and it sucked. So I'm going to take this inside and I'm going to put the action camera on it, set to time lapse, and we will do a rundown test on this. I'll put a clock or something next to it and we'll do a rundown test on this. Okay, here we go. Brought it in after sitting on the charger all night. Got a clock sitting here. I don't have a timer for some reason, a little electronic timer that would run for 12 hours, I think. So we're just going to leave a little clock here, and I think that'll be close enough for us. We're going to put everything on high. So let's start with the lights on high. That's the lights on high. Let's go to the fan on high. Fan on high, and I'm going to set the oscillation to 45 degrees. That is a lot of lights. Those lights on high. Let me try the lights again. No, that's high there. Jeez. They are pretty bright. All right, that should run for 11 hours. It is 10 after 9 in the morning. So now that the rundown test is done, we saw that VEVOR claims 11 hours with the lights and the fans and the oscillation on, and I got 10 hours and 55 minutes. You can't get much closer than that. VEVOR also claims between 9 and 10 hours to charge it from completely discharged, and it took me 9.5 hours for that full charge. So I just want to say kudos to VEVOR for being honest about the battery. Not only putting a great big battery in it, but being honest about it. Even the big brand names these days, if we get 85% of what they claim is battery life out of it, we think that's doing good. This was about as close to 100% you can be and not still be 100%. So I'm impressed with that. Also, I don't really get emotional about stuff. You guys know me if you watched my channel. I have the emotional range of an Android who never got his emotion chip installed. But this thing is really great. It is so nice just to be able to plop this thing down anywhere, hit the button, and have air movement across you. And it'll do it all day long on high. It'll provide light where you need light. It will charge your phones up. It has a huge battery in it. I am really impressed with this. You're going to see this a lot in my videos in the next few months, because as you see, it's another beautiful morning in the desert. It's about 10:30 a.m. and it's 97 degrees Fahrenheit and 13% humidity. This really, really makes a big difference just to be able to set this thing down, punch the button, and get air movement. I'm just really, really pleased with it. And if you live someplace like where I do, I think you'd really be pleased with this too. So thanks to VEVOR for sending this out. I mean, really thanks to them for sending this out. There will be affiliate links below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.